was me ranting on bodybuilding for about 40 minutes long, and I doubt that there was many people that stuck around for that, even though there was a few that got to me and told me that, yeah, they actually listened to the whole 40 minutes. So I really appreciate the ones who did. This video is going to be a lot quicker, but I wanted to talk about my first bodybuilding show, which I did go in about during the 40 minutes that I was talking, but I didn't really go that much into it. So yeah, let's start. So I didn't know about bodybuilding. I didn't know what bodybuilding really was, like the competitive side of it, just getting on stage and displaying your physique to a group of judges and audience. So I was in the 9th grade, actually 10th grade, yeah, going into the 10th grade. I was already just dedicated, just extremely dedicated into training. Like training became my life since I was 12, and you know, it's just something that I can't go without. Like it's embedded in my brain and everything. So yeah, so I started hearing about this kid. I just say what they call him by Jay Swizz. He was a very athletic kid, on the football team, and he was the only kid in the whole school who was doing bodybuilding, who was going on stage. And I was interested. So, and I kept hearing about his physique, that he had, like, you know, really crazy arms, and he had a V-taper. And at the time, I didn't think nobody had a better physique than my training partner, Uzil. I mean, that kid had, still to this day, stupid potential. I mean, he'll go pro as soon as he decides to. That's how he is. That's how it's gonna be. When he decides, he'll go pro. So I would see this kid in the hallway, and then I finally went up to him and I asked him about training, and right away he was really open to it, and he invited me to go over his house, and from there we would go to the gym. So I'm like, all right, cool. And actually, he was that generous. He actually came and picked me up that day. So he came with his trainer and picked me up, and we went right to the gym, because we actually started training a little bit together for about a week or two. But yeah, so he picked me up from there, and we went to Planet Fitness. And man, I learned so much in that one session with him and his trainer about just contraction, about feeling the muscles, and about increasing volume, and just overall just keeping tension on the muscle, which I didn't know anything about at the time. I was just kind of lifting to lift. So they were building this in me, and we started. So after the workout, we went back and we started posing. And I mean, this kid had, like, he weighed 143, but you would assume he weighed like at least 180. He had 17-inch biceps, weighing at 143. This kid was 143. That's I can't say that enough. He weighed himself in front of me on the scale, and I was like, 143. It's just he has that type of genetic, you know, the genetic where just the muscle is just so dense, and he doesn't have. I don't even know how to explain it. Just he genetically a beast. So he looks at my physique. He's like, yeah, you got potential, man. You already got some thick legs, and your abdominals are already coming out. And right from there, I was like, yeah, I got potential, really? Oh shit. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely, you know, I'll try doing a show. Well, I'm gonna do a show. Like, that's my mind state. My mind state turned into, I'm gonna do a show. From right then on, I cut out all junk food. I gave up on soda. I gave up on candy and everything. Even though I wasn't really eating that much, but I gave up whatever I had left over from being a kid, going into a teenager. I just cut it all out. Started eating a little bit a lot more healthier. I started getting really like specific about food, and which thinking back, I didn't have to be that hard, because really when you're in a teenager, you kind of could keep eating and eating and eating, and you'll grow. I mean, it's kind of like, even doesn't matter what it is at times, as long as you're getting that protein in. You know, sometimes it's not always about what you eat. You know, there's a big debate with that, if it's what you eat, if it's whether what you eat, or yeah, if it's what you eat or how much you eat, you know. So at the time, I was like, what I eat, and I wanted to eat healthy, because this is what I thought. Because I from that day on, I did all my research by myself, so I didn't really kind of ask him any more questions about training or dieting, and I wasn't asking questions. I just, like, I'm gonna do my own. I'm gonna go and figure this out. So I went online, started following this kid Jonathan Rosari, which was just, man, this kid is ridiculous. Like, he has the ideal bodybuilder physique, I would say. And then there was this other kid, Charlie Montreal, was also a very popular YouTube kid at the time. This was like when it was 2006, 2007, 2008, yeah. So I started following these guys, and Jonathan Rosari actually was talking to me a lot at that time, just telling me, kind of giving me advice on training and just like workouts and what time. He actually sent me a couple workouts, so it was like mostly training advice. I felt like everything else I was gonna figure out myself, so I was going in, and yeah, so okay, I decided I was gonna do, and I brought up the idea to my training partner and a few other people at the gym, at school, and they kind of were indifferent about it. Got some, yeah, maybe we'll do it, because I wanted to go out there with a group. I was like, yo, we should all just do it. We should hop on stage, man. It'll be crazy. So eventually I ended up being the only one going. But I want to push towards the bodybuilding. Let's just skip, what took me to get there, but let's go to the day of the show. So throughout the time, right towards the show, I kind of got disconnected with Swizz, and he was actually supposed to do the show. I don't know what happened, but I think it was just lack of communication between us, and I think he just kind of didn't get back to me. I don't know. And I was telling my mom about it, and my mom was like, yeah, well, she didn't understand what it was, and I kind of was like going in by myself with it. And I kind of told my mom I'll make it there somehow. I don't know why I told her that. I'll just make, I won't need no ride, and I'll make it there somehow. And I don't know why I was thinking I don't need no ride, but I needed a ride because this is out in Binghamton. So it comes to the day of the show, and I did communicate, with the trainer. I wasn't communicating with John, but John's trainer. And he was like, yeah, John's not doing the show, and then because John's not doing it, he's not doing it. And I was thinking that the trainer was gonna actually come with me, because he brought up the the show idea, and I was thinking I was gonna go with him. But so I ended up kind of not with a ride. I don't know why. I just didn't. I was trying to go there, but. So it's a day of the show, and I'm about to call the promoter, Mike Halsey, and tell him I don't got a ride. And basically I was not gonna go. And he actually had someone out here in Utica that trains people, and that was Jack. He's also a judge. He was extremely generous to come and actually pick me up and give me the ride. So really shout out to Jack for that. He really saved me, and man, it was quite an experience, because I'll never forget that bodybuilding show. So yeah, so he picks me up, we go to the show, and I happen to be number 76 of that show. Everybody gets their little number, and that was how many competitors were at the time. There was no physique, it was just bodybuilding. So Mike Halsey's shows are between 50 to 100 competitors at the time. Now he's like up to 100 and 200. And I was the only teenager there. The next teenager was like 19 years old. So I was like, whoa, I'm here by myself with nobody's here with me. So it was kind of, anxiety was there all day long. And I was more of an introverted kid, so I wasn't really talking to too many people. I was coming up to certain people. There was some really nice people, and just they brought out a more extrovert out of me when they started talking to me, and I started talking back. And so people were helping me out. They were putting on I actually had two bikini models. They were putting on the tanner on me, and I was actually feeling pretty cool. I was like, I'm a 15-year-old here by myself, and everybody else is here older, and I'm doing the show. So it was kind of, I started building a confidence throughout the day. And yeah, so throughout the day, throughout the show, we do the prejudging in the morning, and we go away. We have that little break in between, which I don't think I did anything. I think I sat on the not the bleachers, but basically just some chairs or something in the back and listening to music for the whole entire time, and then eating the food that I had. So let's go towards the night show, because this is the epic moment for myself, where at the night show, at a bodybuilding show, you're doing a presentation. So for about 90 seconds, you're gonna go out stage and you're gonna pose to a music that you selected or that you created. And I didn't have a routine set up. I was just gonna go there and just kind of just hit the mandatory poses, which I did. And I remember I had it was Lupe Fiasco's song Superstar, and I was number 76. And I remember just being there, waiting every 90 seconds at the end. Just it's about to be my turn. Well, I'm the last one, so I'm just basically waiting until the last one, and it's like my heart is beating in my head. Like, it's just everything is slow, and then everything is, I don't know how to describe it. It was a different feeling. I don't think I've ever had that feeling before. And so it's about to be my turn to get on stage. The announcer did a really cool introduction. He mentioned that I didn't have a ride, and that I went throughout this whole prep by myself, and everything was done by by me and nobody else, and and kind of made me seem like a inspiration to people. So he announced me and brought me in, and music hit, and I walked on the stage, and I got the biggest ovation for the whole entire night. I mean, everybody was on their feet. Everybody was clapping. I've never felt that type of energy before. I mean, it was just like, the lights are so bright on a bodybuilding stage, you can't even see in the crowd. I mean, it's just shining at you, and it's like, I don't know, it felt like I was at a concert or something, and I was the star, and it was like everybody is up and clapping, and it's just like, it's like a heat of energy that's just going by, and I'm just doing these poses. Kind of didn't know what I was doing, because I was just in the moment of the whole spectacle, and I was like, whoa, like it was mind blowing. The whole 90 seconds, I didn't even know what I was thinking. I was just there, and then it ended, and then I go back, and everybody kind of congratulates me, and I think every single person in the building kind of shook my hand. Like, it was weird. Like, it was like everybody was just like coming towards me and congratulating me and telling me, it was very brave of you just to come out here. You didn't know anybody, even the people that picked you up, you didn't know them. You just wanted to come to the show. And I thank Jack Kunkel a lot for that. He really, he saved me for that. I would have not had that experience, and it really made me believe that that anything is really possible. So it was like, I was just, it was awesome. It was a great experience. But yeah, that's my first bodybuilding show. I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna start editing videos, but right now I can see just a quarter, a little bit more than a quarter, maybe half my screen. Half my screen's busted, so I don't got the whole capability to see my whole screen. I want to see everything perfect, so I could edit the way I want it to be. And next video I'm gonna make will be a meal that I have first thing in the morning. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. That was my first bodybuilding show. Thanks for watching, and I'll keep you guys updated. More videos coming soon.